I absolutely love it. Love it for Dallas. And let's give Jerry Jones some credit because, I think we on the show and a lot of people, period, will criticize Jerry Jones. And for the most part, I think he deserves the criticism. And I'm not even talking about for off-field stuff. I'm talking about for the way he's run the Dallas Cowboys recently. He has deserved that criticism. And to his credit, and we talked about this already this offseason, he acknowledged that he blew it last offseason and that he needed to do more this offseason. So when the NFL draft comes and goes and there's no wide receiver to put opposite CeeDee Lamb in the offense, a lot of people, including us to a degree, because let's see what happens here, a little critical of him. I love me some Kevontae Turpin. I love Turpin more than most. He's not a legitimate 2 in this offense. I mean, he could be a great 3 if you've got a 2, but you got to get the 2. And I think George Pickens is a very worthy roll of the dice for the Dallas Cowboys. There is a downside. The downside is that he's nuts. And I say this sometimes, right? I say this in real life, like outside of the show, and I say it on the show. Like, you'll meet someone sometimes, right? You'll meet a person and think, well, that guy's nuts, or like, she's nuts. But like, they're not actually nuts, and you're just saying that it's a colloquialism. Maybe they're just like a little off, or they're a little whatever, awkward, whatever. They're nuts. And it's an insult to people that are like actually nuts. Like, George Pickens is actually nuts. Now, that doesn't mean he's evil. That's not what I'm trying to say. Like, nuts doesn't have to be he's a terrible human being, but he's nuts. Like, he's a little crazy, right? That can be good on the football field. It can also be bad in some of the ways that he deals with teams, right? Clearly wore out his welcome with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we don't have to go back any further than the last regular season game the Steelers played. Week 18 against the Cincinnati Bengals. I bet Pittsburgh in that game is the worst game I've ever seen a receiver play. 6 targets, 1 catch, 0 yards. We came on the air after that show saying, did he point shave? Like, was he this bad on purpose in this game? So there's downside here. The downside is that he like loses his bleep and just says, F this, they're not going to pay me, and they don't get effort from George Pickens. Like, that's in the realm of possibility. This is not like you trade for a good soldier and it works out or it doesn't work out. This is like the downside here is like in the Earth's core. It's really, 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 really low. But the upside's really high. He has the ability to be a top 10 receiver in the league. And he's a different receiver from CeeDee Lamb. Because CeeDee can win everywhere. He can win over the middle. He's one of the best receivers in the league. And Pickens is your contested catch guy, which they've been lacking. And then you can use Turpin in a bunch of different ways. And I know everyone is kind of caught up in, and I did this to a degree also, was caught up in the Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders signings at running back, letting Rico Dowdle walk. I'll tell you, the more I've thought about it, and honestly, fantasy football kind of helps me with this because I do these rookie dynasty drafts, and I'm really I'm reading a lot, I'm listening to a lot, I'm watching a lot about these rookies. Jaden Blue from Texas, and I don't even know where the school the other kid went to. Phil Maffa, whatever. I think by halfway through the season, like Clemson, thank you, Tyler, that we're not even going to be talking about Javonte Williams and Mike. Javonte Williams is going to be like the pass protector on passing plays. And Blue's going to be the number 1 and Maffa's going to be the number 2. And Tyler Booker's on the offensive line and Dak's coming back. This offense has a chance to be awesome. Like, they really do, seriously. And I was really anti-Dallas coming out of the draft. Less because I'm down on Dallas and more because I think the Eagles are going to be great and the Commanders have Jaden Daniels. And I think the Giants killed the NFL draft. I came on the show the Friday after the draft, after round 1, saying Giants will win more games by the Dallas Cowboys. Man, we're like a week and a half later. I might want to take it back. If George Pickens hits and he keeps his head on straight, and he is already is already put out there. He's not looking to sign a deal now. He wants to prove he's one of the best. That's true. And you get that kind of effort from George Pickens now. Why can't Dallas win 10, 11 games? Why can't that happen? The end of last hour on the show, Femi's talking to Todd Archer, who's covered the Cowboys forever for ESPN. Todd Archer bringing up that the NFC East never has repeat winners. I'm being serious. I'm not saying I would bet this. Is it that crazy to think Dallas could win the NFC East? And I know people have concerns about Brian Schottenheimer. We've never seen it before. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's just average. Maybe he is a leader of men like his dad was. Maybe he's a better head coach than an offensive coordinator. I think Dallas, I'd be more interested in playing alts with Dallas. I think the ceiling's been raised with this move. Because if Pickens is what we think he can be, Cowboys have one of the best 1-2 punches at receiver in the league. To go along with that line, a couple exciting young running backs. Ferguson, Parsons on defense. I'm kind of in on the Dallas Cowboys all of a sudden. And just quickly on the Steelers. And then I want to get Femi's thoughts on Dallas. So, no surprise. I said this the day after they traded for Metcalf. I think Pickens is going to be on the move. So now, assuming they sign Aaron Rodgers, let's just say that's going to, because I can't imagine that that's not going to happen. I guess it could. So they sign Aaron Rodgers. The wide receiving core is going to be, because the draft's over. DK Metcalf, Bobby Trees, Robert Woods, Stone Cold Calvin Austin, and that's it. They better hope that Roman Wilson from last year's draft hits and that he's something. And maybe Caleb Johnson, the rookie running back's great, and his great 1-2 punch with Jalen Warren, and the offensive line should be better. But I mean, man, this is like the Arthur Smith offensive, like he goes to sleep at night, and some people like have like sexual dreams. Arthur Smith is dreaming about throwing the ball to Darnell Washington and Robert Woods, and DK Metcalf's a decoy. And I don't even know who the third running back is on the Steelers. Like he's getting the ball instead of Johnson and Jalen Warren. This is what Arthur Smith wants. And the Steelers, maybe that's good enough to win them 9 games, get them over, get Tomlin's streak continued here. The ceiling can't be that high. The ceiling for the Dallas Cowboys, unquestionably higher now in my estimation than the ceiling for the 2025 Pittsburgh Steelers. Kenny Gainwell's the current Steelers running back 3. That's actually good. We actually want Kenny Gainwell to get the ball. That's not bad for Pittsburgh. You bet on this Wednesday. Femi Abebefe, Dallas Cowboy superfan. You share my optimism on the Cowboys, my man. I think it's a great day for your team.
We them boys. I don't know if I share all the optimism of you of like playing all. Yeah. It has a Pittsburgh tie-in with Wiz Khalifa. It's the official song of the George Pickens trade. Wiz Khalifa, we them boys.
That's a great song, actually, right?
It is a great song. It's a fantastic song. Like the whole 2014 season, like they made it like their mantra kind of a thing. So after every win, I'd always like just blare "We them boys" and all that stuff. It was a great time.
I'm trying to think about some of the lyrics. Yeah, this is rough. I'm trying to think about can I say any of these lyrics? And I feel like I can't.
Nah, yeah.
Like I probably, because I'm like, okay, this one, drugs. This is like, okay, like a really graphic, like sexual act. Like probably need to pass on this. Yeah.
Yeah, just leave that one on the cutting room floor. Really fun song. We making noise. I like the Dallas Cowboys win total over. Now, the reason why I'm not as bullish on this team as you are... 7.5 right now is the total. And it's like, it didn't really move much, if at all, after this trade, which like, I think the betting market's being a little bit stubborn. And I get it. Like usually trades this time of the year, they'll be like, oh, like, well, we were kind of more skeptical. All right, cool. Be skeptical. I'll just bet the over and win money come January. I'll just do that. Cause I think that's what's going to happen. This team is probably going to go 8-9, 9-8. They can do that. That can be the floor of this team because of all the injuries they had last offseason. But I can't be bullish as you because I still think Brian Schottenheimer, the head coach, is a massive question mark. And like, this is where you kind of have to get a little bit subjective with handicapping what a coach will do, which can be very tricky at times because we don't truly know until we actually see it.
What's your best guess?
I think best kid, average.
Let's say below average, above average. Like, which do you think it's most likely to be?
Most likely, I would say below average. I would say the most optimistic outcome is probably average. I mean, like, let's be honest, though. Look at his resume. A 14 years offensive coordinator. If he was going to be a really good head coach, and if he was this, like, big-time leader of men, which I'm hoping he is, like, somebody would have picked him up along the way. You know, like, he's been in the league. He's been around the league for so long. Like, with who his father is and all that stuff.
I'll say this. Like, it's a really, I've been optimistic. I have to acknowledge, it's a really strong point that you're making.
Yeah. Like, he's not a hidden character. Like, you know, like, we've known who Brian Schottenheimer's been for a long time. Fair. And nobody ever wanted, and even this head coaching cycle, he was the only interview he got was the Dallas Cowboys, and that was after the fact that they kind of got blindsided by Mike McCarthy telling them to kick rocks. So, like, that's where I'm like, if that's true, all that information is true and still we don't know, like, can he possibly be a good coach? I don't think so. So that's my only issue with like being super bullish on this team because yes, like the offense, it's there. But defensively, Micah Parsons, love him, favorite player. We got the Micah Parsons bobblehead behind me. Like that dude's the best player on the team. He's amazing. But like there's still other issues with that defensive line. Stopping the run's been a big problem for them over the last 3 years. Like this team, I think is gonna be playing a lot of overs, which I think is gonna be fun for prop bettors, for fantasy, for people who just like to bet overs. Like this is your team, the Dallas Cowboys, because the offense is cooking. The defense, though, a little bit shaky. So like that's where they're gonna be in a lot of shootouts. Those can be coin flip games. I like the regular season win total over, but that's as far as I'm gonna go with this team. But the betting market with 7.5, that's not right. No, they're better than 7.5. I think this is 8 and 9, 9 and 8 at the end of the day.
It's an exciting offense.
It's fun. It's really fun. Like this is he's their best second pass catching option since Amari Cooper in 2021. Like they have not had a good one.
I like Hunter Lepke. Do you think you got a Hunter Lepke reference here?
I didn't think so, but he was exciting last year. He was fun.
He's a good player. Like Tolbert's a good young player. Like I think Mingo was his name. O'Connor stinks. Jalen Brooks is not bad. Like Flournoy showed something at the end of the year. Dude, Turpin's electric. Like if I'm Dallas, my 3 receiver set is Pickens, CD, and Turpin.
I mean, he's as I don't even know if I want to use him as a receiver. I want to use him just as like a gadget player. Like maybe you put him in the slot, end arounds, put him in the backfield, just put him all over.
He needs to touch the ball like 8 to 10 times a game.
Make him a satellite player. He's everywhere. Like he's touching the ball all over the place. Of course, returning, probably the best return man in the league right now. It's a fun team, but I just don't see the upside given the issues that they have and also the head coach.